chased everywhere, held on to echoes that never replied, turned every silence into a war, knocking on doors that don't open no more. I read between lines that were never there, built whole truths out of empty air, tried to make sense of a fading flame. But some things don't need a name, and maybe the truth ain't meant to be found. I don't need closure anymore, don't need the reasons like before. Some stories end without a sound, and I'm okay just laying them down. I don't need answers to feel whole, don't need to chase what I can't hold. There's peace in letting questions fall. I don't need closure at all. Your goodbye never learned to speak, still it used to haunt my sleep. But time don't wait for clarity, it just teaches you to breathe. And I let it go without knowing why. I don't need closure anymore, don't need the reasons like before. Some stories fade into the night, and that don't mean they weren't right. I don't need answers to move on, don't need to fix what's already gone. There's grace in leaving things undone and still becoming someone. Maybe not knowing is part of the healing. Maybe the silence says everything I'm needing. Let it be. I don't need the last word now. Let it be. Don't need to understand somehow. I don't need closure anymore, I ain't searching like before. What slipped away can stay unknown. I found my peace on my own. I don't need answers in the end, don't need a trace where it all went. There's freedom in an open door. I don't need closure anymore. I don't need to know, no, not anymore. It's quiet now. I used to trace every step we took, like I could read you like an open book. The pages turn without a sound, left me lost in what I never found. done chasing what ain't right. If it never showed its face, I won't ask it to explain. No more reaching for truth hidden somewhere in you. There's a calm in letting go of what I'll never know. You left like a whisper in the air. No goodbye, no final prayer. And I used to need that in. Now I don't need to pretend. Not every story completes. Not every heart needs release. No more questions tonight. I don't need to make it right. If it slipped beyond my view, it was never mine to prove. No more searching for signs in the spaces left behind. There's a piece I didn't know, and letting I know and grow. Maybe endings don't belong to me. Maybe truth ain't something I should see. Let it go. Let it go. I release the need. Let it go. To understand. Let it rest just where it lands. No more questions tonight. I lay them down with the night. Every why I used to hold don't feel heavy anymore. No more needing a sign. No more reading every line. There's a freedom in the flow of what I'll never know. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. Let it be. Let it be. There were nights I tried to understand how it slipped right through my hands. Turned it over piece by piece, looking for some kind of peace. But every road I followed through only led me back to you. And every answer I chased down never stayed when I turned around. Some things don't resolve, they just dissolve. It doesn't need an ending, it don't need a reason why. Some things stop existing without a real goodbye. And I don't need to hold it or trace it back in time. There's nothing left to figure out, and that feels just fine. I don't replay it like before. Don't knock on that closed door. What we were just faded through. A quiet I outgrew. No need to define what's no longer mine. It doesn't need an ending, it don't need to make sense. Some things lose their meaning without leaving evidence. And I don't need the story to come back into view. There's nothing left to understand, and nothing left to lose. Maybe closure was never the point. Maybe letting come with a voice. Let it be. I release the need to know. Let the unanswered stay so. It doesn't need an ending. I don't need to ask why. What never found is the language can't finally pass me by. And I don't need to carry what I can't make complete. There's freedom in the unfinished, and peace in the incomplete. You don't need an ending. No, it never did. Let it be. I'm alright now. I'm alright now. I walked through every maybe why. Turned over every sleepless night. Try to find where it all broke down, but truth was never hanging around. I searched for something I could hold, a final word, a truth untold. But all I found in letting go was something deeper I didn't know. Some things don't come back. Some things just don't answer back. There's nothing left to ask for, nothing left to explain. If it never found a reason, I won't call it back again. There's nothing left to reach for, no missing piece to restore. I found a kind of freedom, and I needn't it anymore. I don't stand in that space no more. Don't wait around that closing door. What didn't stay was never mine, and I see that clear with time. No echo calling me from what will never be. There's nothing left to ask for, no question left to hold. If it faded in the distance, I won't chase what I can't control. There's nothing left to wonder, no hidden truth to find. There's peace in walking forward and leaving it behind. Maybe not every story needs a final line. Maybe some kind of healing is just leaving it undefined. Let it go. Let it go. And I feel lighter now than I ever did somehow. There's nothing left to ask for, nothing pulling me back. Every unanswered moment fades into what I have. There's nothing left to carry, no weight I need to prove. There's a freedom in surrender and a peace in letting loose. Nothing left. Ooh. Nothing left. Nothing left to ask. I'm already free. Nothing left. Ooh. I see it now. I follow shadows through my mind, try to give them shape and time, held on to what I thought was real, something I could touch and feel. But every answer slipped away, like it was never meant to stay. And all the meaning I held tight faded in a softer light. Maybe there was nothing there, only something I declared. There was nothing to hold, nothing I could keep. All the questions I carried were just passing through me. And I don't need closure, I don't need to know what was never really mine has already let me go. I don't see it like before, don't need to search it anymore. What I thought I had to find was never outside my mind. No story left undone, it was never one. There was nothing to hold, nothing left behind. Every piece I was chasing was a shape in my mind. And I don't need closure, I don't need a sign, what was never really real. Don't need to be defined. Maybe I was holding what was never there. Maybe all this time I was learning how to care without needing it to stay. There was nothing to hold, nothing I could lose. All the space that felt so empty was just room to move. And I don't need closure, I don't need the end, what was never really broken. Don't need to mend. There was nothing to hold, nothing at all. I used to trace the silence like it had something to say, turned every missing reason into a price I had to pay. I held on to the questions like they could bring you back, but every word whispered just faded into black. And I was chasing shadows down roads that never end, trying to make a meaning out of what you didn't send. I don't need closure anymore, I don't need answers at my door. Some things don't come back around, some don't come back There's a space you left behind, but it don't ache the same. It's just a quiet reminder, not everything needs a name. Stop rewriting endings, stop knocking on that past. Some doors ain't meant for opening, some moments weren't meant to last. And maybe not knowing is where the healing starts. A gentle kind of freedom for tired, searching hearts. I don't need closure anymore. I don't need answers at my door. Some things don't come back around. Some truths don't make a sound. And I'm okay with letting be what never made its way to me. I'm laying down the fight for sure. I don't need closure anymore.
I won't ask where you've gone. I won't ask what went wrong. Some stories just fall through
Without a right or wrong, and I release what I'll never know.
I don't need closure anymore. No, I don't wait like before. If it was meant, it would remain, not disappear without a name. And I'm at peace with mystery. Not every truth belongs to me. I found a calm I can't ignore. I don't need closure anymore. I don't need any more. I don't need it more. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. Closer. Don't need any more.
It's alright now. There's a space where your words should be, hanging quiet between you and me. Used to feel it with endless doubt. Now I just let it fade on out. Every question I used to hold turned into something I couldn't control. Chasing shadows that never spoke, learning slowly to let them go. Some things don't come back around. Some truths never make a sound. So I let the silence stay. I don't chase what slipped away. If it never found the word, maybe it was never meant to be heard. I don't need to understand every break, every end. There's a peace I found somehow, and I needed answers now. Your goodbye never took a form, just disappeared without a storm. But I don't carry it like before. A missing piece ain't a one no more. I stopped asking what went wrong. When it's gone, it's just gone. So I let the silence say
let it be. I don't need the missing part to feel whole inside my heart. So I let the silence stay, let it drift in, fade away. Every question I once knew lost its weight when I let go of you. I don't need a trace the past to make every moment last. There's a calm I never knew, and I needed something true. I don't need to know. No, I don't need to know. I don't need to know. Yeah. Feels different now. I used to hold on to every thread, every word you never said. Try to stitch a truth from air, but nothing real was ever there. I kept knocking on the door that don't live there anymore. And every time I turned around, I was the only one I found. Maybe I was meant to see not everything's for me, unanswered, but I'm alright. I don't need it clear tonight. If it never found its voice, maybe silence was the choice. Unspoken, still I'm free. It don't have to come to me. There's a peace I feel somehow, and I need answers now. You were gone before goodbye, like a shadow passing by, and I used to chase that trace. Now I let it lose its place. I don't carry what could be. It ain't calling back to me, full of answer, but I'm alright. I don't need it to make it right. If it faded on its own, it was never mine to hold. Unfinished, let it stay. I won't pull it back my way. There's a strength I never knew in just letting things be through. Maybe peace ain't understanding. Maybe healing is releasing. I don't need the final scene to know what this has been. Answered, still I breathe. Nothing missing inside me. Every question lost its way when I stopped asking it to stay. Unspoken, let it rest. I don't need a second guess. There's a quiet in my soul where I finally let it go. It's alright.
is what it is. I used to sit with every thought, try to fix what we lost, turn it over night to day, looking for a better way. I held on longer than I should, hoping someday it would make a little sense to me, but it never came that easy. Some things don't come clear, even after all these years. I let it be what it was, don't need no reason, because if it didn't say goodbye, that don't mean I gotta ask why. I let it rest where it fell, ain't got no story to tell. There's a piece I never knew in just letting it be true. I don't go back there no more, don't stand outside that door. What we had just ran its course, ain't nobody's fault to force. I ain't searching for a sign, left that question far behind. I let it be what it was, don't need to figure it out. If it never turned around, that's enough to know it now. I let it fade on its own, don't need to make it my home. There's a freedom in the truth that not everything comes through. Maybe it ain't about knowing, maybe it's just about going. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. I don't need the final say to walk away the way I did. I let it be what it was, no need to carry it on. What was never really mine don't have to stay in my mind. I let it go like the wind, don't need to go back again. There's a piece I hold inside that don't ask for reasons why. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm alright with it. It's okay now. I used to hold the quiet tight, listen hard into the night, hoping something would appear, something I could finally hear. But all the echoes slipped away before they ever chose to stay. And all the questions in my mind got softer with the passing time. Maybe they don't need a sound to settle down. Softly I let it go, like a breeze I used to know. If it never found a way, I won't ask it now to stay. don't need to go there again. What we were just fades to light, like a dream that lost the night. No need to understand what slips right through your hands. Softly I let it go, like a truth I'll never know. If it never spoke my name, I won't call it back again. Gently I turn away from the words it couldn't say. There's a freedom in the flow when I softly let it go. Maybe peace is quiet, maybe love don't need to stay. Let it go. Maybe letting go is just breathing out the way. Softly I let it go, no more needing it to show. Every answer left behind don't come looking for my mind. Gently I feel the space where it used to leave a trace. Now there's only something whole when I softly let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah. I used to sit with the lights down low, trying to make sense of what I don't know. Turn every silence into a clue, like it was gonna lead me back to you. I wore those questions like a coat, heavy words I never spoke, carried them down every lonely street, but they never brought you back to me. Some things don't talk back, no matter how you ask. I ain't looking for the end, don't need to tie it up again. If it never found the light, I won't drag it through the night. I ain't reaching for the truth buried somewhere in you. There's a calm I finally own, leaving it unknown. You were gone before goodbye, left me with a wandering mind. But I don't chase that shadow now, don't ask myself no questions how. What don't stay, don't stay. And I'm okay that way. And I ain't looking for the end, don't need to understand. If it slipped right through my hands, then it wasn't in my plans. I ain't calling out your